Hi, this is Jason with Sweaty Heroes, and we got more comic bargains here. So we got Hellstorm #1, which is the Prince of Darkness and the Prince of Lies. It says Prince of Lies, but it's actually Son of Satan, right? From the from the Marvel Universe. Then we have Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter, very similar to like a Buffy type of Vampire Hunter thing, fantasy storylines. Hazard, Black Canary, Witchblade, Nottingham. Detective Comics, The Mud Pack was a great story. One of my first Batman stories I've ever read, which involved Clayface. Some comic books from Top Comics. Top Comics did trading cards, and they did had the license to Jurassic Park and other titles, and X Files was one of them. Surprising that X Files, now that I think about it, X Files would be 20th Century Fox, wouldn't it? So technically, 20th Century Studios should be on that and doing some X File comic books over at Marvel. That'd be kind of cool, even if it was just like a one miniseries. Legion of Superheroes with Valor, who very much has exact same powers as Superboy, because he's a Daxamite. The Daxamites and the Kryptonians, depending on the continuity, are related and connected. Cousin races, basically. Teen Titans, New Teen Titans, and also this is by Marv Wolfman writing it again. Doom Patrol, the 2004, by John Byrne. The OMAC Project was a great mini series that led up to the Infinite Crisis. Speaking of Crisis, this is from this is a crossover of the original Crisis. I would love to wonder what it would be like to be a new Teen Titans reader, reading this book, and you're reading it and going, okay, Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, and then the continuity just, I guess for Teen Titans, didn't change much. I guess. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. But if you were a Superman fan, all that changed, and Batman changed a lot. So, but Marv Wolfman did a long run on Teen Titans. Jenny Spox from Wildstorm. Another Infinite Crisis crossover. The Rand Thangar War was a really cool miniseries as well. I remember the Infinite Crisis, probably one of the best, outside of Crisis on Infinite Earths, the best Crisis that we ever had. And Zero Hour was good too. Avengers versus Squadron Supreme. This is kind of the Heroes Return era with Busiek and Perez. And Rice's Queen of the Damned. They show Slingers. These are the four superhero. These originally were four costumes that Spider-Man wore when he was on the run, and he said, and Mary Jane had a clever idea. Why don't you be four superheroes instead of one? And so that's what he did. He had four identities, and they were the Slingers. No, they weren't all the Slingers then. They were just four different identities that he had, and he tried to make them very distinct. That way, he could be on the run. Nowadays, if they did that concept, that would have ran for like probably 6 months or a year, and then they would have said, Spider-Man's never coming back. He's always going to be this character now. But that was only like 2 months or something like that, or a couple months that they did that. And then later on, they spin it off those costume identities into these characters. I remember getting this as a kid from early 90s. This was a Star Trek Next Generation crossover, Star Trek, the model imperative. Really great crossover. I have the whole thing in trade, so that's cool. The Demon and Robin as a werewolf looks cool. Knights of the Pendragon, Primal Force #1, and then we have Firestorm. This is a big issue. Oh, it's the 100th. It's the final 100th issue, so that's why it's so big. Okay, interesting. Another issue of Angela, Wildstorm, some Project Superpowers, and then we have another Project Superpowers, Alex Ross doing the artwork for this, dusting off some Golden Age superheroes. Then we got the Phantom. Oh, cool. Legionnaires #1 with a trading card included. Never heard of this. The 10th, but it's an Image comic by Top Cow. Nova with art by Eric Larson. And then we have another Project Superpowers. And then Family and Astro City. So that'll be enough for this video. And we'll stay sweaty and we'll talk more soon.